So one of the greatest players that ever played at Weber State, right there, Eddie Gill. Look how good he looks. Sign him up. That dude could play in the NBA today. I was up there in '99.
He played in the NBA about 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah. All-time leading free throw shooter here till Lillard. Look at this dude. He's going to win it.
Where's the clock? Like, how was that?
Come on, Eddie.
All right, this is the money ball. Eddie Gill. So Eddie Gill has 14.
That was pretty good. So I was up in Washington, in Seattle, when they beat North Carolina. I did the game. I did the play-by-play when they did in the Florida game. They had it won. They missed a free throw, went to overtime. But everybody, Arsenal. He was the silent killer.
Yeah.
Gill. He was that good. He was calm, cool, collected. He flew under the radar, and he was deadly. That dude was deadly.
He made Arsenal look
Good.
He made Arsenal look awesome.
Well, Arsenal was awesome.
But he made him look more
So what
awesome.
happened, I sat with Thompson that morning, had breakfast when they fired a Bagel. Like, you cannot fire a Bagel. So he brought, Arsenal and those guys in here, and Gill. And they didn't hire him. And we know what happened the next year. Gill went from a 94% free throw shooter to 60. You think that was on purpose? There's Nick. Nick was with Lillard on that game when they were ahead by 20 points at halftime. I was sitting right there. Nick was on the floor. He's the Idaho kid. He's from Pocatello.
Yep. He was a bench player at CSI and then came to Weber and was a starter.
He was good here.
And he was good.
He was really good. That team was good.
I think it was a little bit like the situation Porter. Zaire Porter was in this year. He didn't start for his junior college team, but that was because they wanted to promote another guy to get a D1 scholarship. They knew that Porter was the best guy on that team.
When I walked in, I talked to Porter. Right as I walked in, he says, "Hey, Glenn, I watched your freaking YouTube videos." I said, "You learning anything?" He's a talent, that kid. If he can get himself under control, look out this year with that Porter kid.
I agree. And I have friends that have been watching him scrimmage, and he said he's bigger and seems to be more under control this year.
Well, he's young, but he's the most talented guy on that team, I think.
Boy, I'm excited. I think we have a team good enough that Randy Ray will not have an excuse for not winning the Big Sky.
They'll lose in the tournament. You want to bet me right now?
Well, I didn't say they wouldn't lose. I just said Randy Ray will not have an excuse.
They won't lose in the NCAA tournament. They'll lose in the Big Sky tournament because they always lose in the Big Sky tournament. Don't even get me going on that.
But he wouldn't have an excuse.
He needs to retire.
I agree. But we can't say anything.
So I talked to Randy today. Had a long talk with him about all the players in Europe. Braxton's not playing in Vienna anymore. Sieglin signed in France, got a big fat contract. And Bowling Boy's still in Russia, but what's his name just signed in Russia. So they're all tearing it up over there in Europe. So you got to give Randy that. I guess his boot camp does get him ready for the European game, and they do well over there. What's the kid that played on the team with Scotty Bamford?
Oh, Bamford's kicking ass. Bamford's kicked ass in Spain for several years.
You know where he's at now? He just signed a huge contract in France.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just found that out from Randy. And so Barry was supposed to be here. Barry signed a contract this week.
With who?
In Russia.
Oh, cool.
So, in Moscow. So, there's our buddy. He fired us. How do you get fired? You and I did play-by-play here for what, 40 years off and on?
Off and on from between the two of us was 40 years.
How do you get fired from a job that don't
Me
pay?
was 5 years in while I was in college, and you was
How do you get freaking Weber High? Weber High.
Nick Sparrow.
Let me tell you a story about the Sparrow boys. They're at Weber High, and I'm down there at the U watching the games. They got the black kid on that team, and Rick Majerus doing the play-by-play, and Dickamore, who was the worst coach in the history of sports, who was my coach. They got beat in the first round. You know what Majerus said on live on the radio? I don't know who this Dickamore idiot is, but he said you could roll the ball and be blindfolded and win the championship with these players. This guy's got to be an idiot. He called him an idiot on air. Nick Sparrow was on that team, and Nick was good here.
Nick was. He was. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but Nick's brother Ty Sparrow, who played on the football team here.
Yeah, and they both played at Weber High in basketball.
They both played at Weber, yeah. But Ty Sparrow went on a Mormon mission to Korea.
Did he?
And he went to me and my ex-wife's house several times while he was on his mission for dinner and stuff.
Do you remember his dad?
I don't remember his dad. I've met Nick and I've met Ty. Now I'm good friends with Ty. We got a real good relationship from when he was in Korea.
His dad played, and his dad was so good. That dude was good. That's how far I go back, when I know their dads when they played. So he played with them here, Van Brocklin.
I remember Van Brocklin.
He was a good player.
He played on the Randy's first team that won
Dave
Big Sky Championship with
Dave
Patton.
I rode on the plane with him, so they played.
Somebody else on that team that everybody forgets about, that big center. Shoot, what was his name? Mika?
I can't remember.
Big center from Russia.
Oh, yeah. So they played Van Halen in Sacramento. They played UCLA in the first round. They were down 30-0, looked like they got shell shocked. But isn't that what Randy did every year? Yep. They made the tournament 3 times. They've been down by 30 in the first half every time. He doesn't have them ready.
2 times they came back, but
it was too late.
But it was too late, but UCLA they never did come back.
Oh, I was at that game.
Ben Howland pulled out starters with 15 minutes left, and they still lost by 42.
You know, Ben Howland played here.
I know.
He was good, too, really good.
He was good.
He was on that Bruce Collins team. Who we got shooting now?
Like substitute.
I don't recognize some of these
I
guys.
don't recognize him either.
So we have a tie.
Eddie Gill.
Plays Ryan Richardson and Nick Sparrow. So you're going to have 30 seconds each of you to see.
So Ryan Richardson, he was a hell of a player here.
Oh, I remember him.
There was a lot of good players on it. Scotty Bancroft was on that team. And wasn't Jeremy Sieglin. He played with Jeremy Sieglin.
Get set. Go, Ryan Richardson.
It's money, boss.
So, 2 years ago, I'm sitting right there, and they couldn't make it. I'm like, Lillard, go show him out. First shot of half court. Whoa. But you remember the end of Lillard's career in 2012? That Portland game when he put up 40? And then the game before that, he put up 38. That's when he started to go crazy. And the scouts were like, whoa, whoa.
3, 2, 1, go!
He can still shoot. Look at Nick go. 4 in a row.
Okay, so now we're in the finals. We have Eddie Gill and Nick Sparrow. Nick's got to rest for a second. Eddie Gill. got 60 seconds.
How good did Eddie Gill look out there?
Eddie Gill. Come on, let's hear it for Eddie Gill.
Woo! Woo!
Give him some help here. You can't do
He's
this
one of the
all
top
by
10
yourself.
players in the history of this school. That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot.
1. Eddie Gill.
One.
Three,
Money
money
ball.
ball. 4, 5,
Oh, he's on.
6,
Ah, you got robbed.
6, and too many balls.
God, does he look good? He's 42 years old.
7, 8, 8, 9, 9.
God, he got robbed on that one.
He did. Now
Plenty of time. Eddie, the real Gill.
10, 11,
God, he's been robbed on every shot.
12,
Money ball.
Woo! 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 Like I said, I was in Sacramento, or in Seattle. I had breakfast with Thompson that morning. I said, "You really aren't going to fire Coach Bakeland, the greatest coach." I spoke at a Bakeland's wake here, and
3, 2,
Eddie
1,
Gill was
go.
so good.
2, no, 2,
Oh, nice! You got the bounce.
3,
God, he looks good.
and no money ball. 3,
How many did Gill get?
17, 4, 5, 6,
He's on one.
6, but no money ball.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time for next sparrow.
7,
He's still doing the call. He's been here forever.
9, 10,
He ain't done yet.
and
It
money
ain't
ball.
over yet.
Okay, this is going to be close. Plenty of time for
10, 11, 11. Oh,
Eddie Gill.
not Teddy Gill.
13.
Impressive. Eddie Gill was as impressive as when he played here. I talked to him out there and I said, "You look so good."
Eddie Gill.
Woo!
But anyway, back to when you were talking about when Thompson
Hold on,
fired
I'm
the
going to start
Bakeland.
this over. Yeah, go ahead. Finish
That
story.
was,
Eddie, you get a fan.
the dumbest
I mean,
move in
to
Weber
me-
State basketball history.
Runner-up.
it should have been, in my opinion, it should have been Thompson that got fired, not a Bakeland.
Yeah, and it should have been. If you're going to get him, at least give it to Guy Beach. Or get Hunsaker.
Beach Hunsaker.
Craven, guess where Craven's at? That's him right there.
Congratulations to Nick
Craven's
Sparrow
is
for
coaching.
being a fan.
Yep, Craven's is coaching.
Remember they had, what's his name on that team? He signed when they beat North Carolina from the Midwest. What was that great player? He was incredible. They won that Ravens team. 2001, 2, 3.
Oh,
Jeremy Boyette. How good was that dude?
He was awesome.
His first year, you know, they went undefeated in the Big Sky.
I remember that. And I wasn't even in the States.
Coleman made the sweaters. Nice. That's impressive. I had to turn this off. Nice. That's a nice. I'm going to go have him make one. That was impressive, but Eddie Gill. I got him to sign this.
Oh, I know.
I'm going to.